I'm going to tell you something that happened to me at a medical conference that made me make a decision that displeased many colleagues. I was presenting a lecture on non pharmacological alternatives for erectile dysfunction. When I got to the part about the technique I'm going to teach you today, the room fell silent with doctors staring at me. I showed the science, I showed the data, I showed the step by step. At the end, a colleague approached and whispered, "Fernanda, if every man knows how to do this, Viagra sales will plummet. You shouldn't teach this openly." I looked at him and replied, "That's exactly why I'm going to teach it." A 71-year-old patient learned this technique with me in the office. I practiced with him over 3 consultations until he mastered it perfectly. It's been 2 years, and he hasn't taken a single pill since. He told me in the last consultation, "Doctor, 90 seconds changed my life. 90 seconds without medication, without side effects, without spending a cent." My name is Dr. Fernanda Arruda. I'm a urologist with over 15 years, dedicated to men's health here in Brazil. And today, I'm going to teach you the 90-second technique that can produce an immediate erection by activating your body's internal mechanisms. It's science, it's technique, it's free. And that's why certain people prefer you not know about it. Stick with me until the end because every second of this video brings you closer to something that can forever change how you experience your sexuality. Tell me in the comments, have you ever heard a doctor teach you a manual technique for erection? I bet never. That changes now. Before I teach you the step-by-step, I need you to understand why 90 seconds can produce such a powerful effect. Because it's not magic, it's the simultaneous activation of 3 systems in your body that together create the perfect condition for an erection. The first system is the parasympathetic nervous system. Erection only happens when the parasympathetic system is in control. It's the mode of relaxation, pleasure, and openness. When the parasympathetic dominates, the vessels dilate, blood flows, and the penis fills. The problem is that most men approach intimate moments with the sympathetic system dominating. The mode of alertness, tension, stress, performance anxiety, fear of failure, internal pressure, all of that activates the sympathetic and blocks the erection before it even starts. The second system is nitric oxide production. You already know that nitric oxide is the substance that opens the vessels and allows blood to enter the penis. What few know is that there's a way to produce nitric oxide quickly in seconds, using just breathing. The nasal cavities are nitric oxide factories. When you breathe deeply through your nose, this production is stimulated, and the nitric oxide is distributed throughout the body. The third system is the pelvic floor. The muscles at the base of the penis function like a mechanical pump. When contracted in a rhythmic and specific way, they force blood into the corpora cavernosa with pressure. It's like squeezing a manual pump. Each contraction pushes more blood inside. The 90-second technique activates all 3 systems simultaneously. In 30 seconds, it activates the parasympathetic and produces nitric oxide. In 30 seconds, it pumps blood to the penis, and in 30 seconds, it finalizes by directing the flow with pressure at the exact point. 3 phases, 30 seconds each, 90 seconds total. If this explanation already makes sense to you, comment below, because what's coming next is the step-by-step that changes everything. Hey everyone, just a quick minute. I need to leave a short message for you before continuing. I have received many messages from channel subscribers asking for more complete material, something you can consult at home at your own pace with everything organized and explained simply. Messages from men saying they felt tired, without energy, with libido way down, not knowing where to start to really change that. And thinking exactly of you, I prepared with great care an iBook with everything you need to know to recover vitality, improve energy, and feel good again. in a practical and evidence-based way. It's the kind of material I wish every patient of mine had on hand. To access it, just click the link in the first pinned comment below or in the video description. It's really easy to find. I'm thrilled to be able to help you beyond the channel. Okay, message done. Now let's get back to the video. Before teaching you the technique, I need to show you the 3 mistakes most men make in the moments leading up to sexual intercourse. Because even the best technique in the world won't work if you're sabotaging the process without realizing it. And correcting these mistakes already solves half the problem. The first mistake is short, tense breathing. When a man is anxious about performance, breathing becomes shallow, rapid, stuck in the chest. This short breathing directly activates the sympathetic nervous system, the fight-or-flight mode. Vessels contract, cortisol rises, adrenaline surges, and erection becomes biologically impossible. In this state, you're asking your body to relax and dilate while sending danger signals. It's like stepping on the accelerator and the brake at the same time. The second mistake is generalized muscle tension. Shoulders raised, jaw clenched, abdomen contracted, legs tense. When the whole body is tense, blood is distributed to the muscles in alert mode. It's the flight response, diverting resources from everything not essential for survival. And guess what the body considers non-essential in danger mode? Erection. Every tense muscle is a direct competitor to the penis for blood. The third mistake is anxious thinking. Will it work? What if it doesn't rise? She'll notice it failed last time. These thoughts trigger cortisol in a cascade. And cortisol is the #1 erection killer. It contracts vessels, suppresses testosterone, and shuts down the pleasure circuit. A single negative thought can derail an erection that was on its way. See the pattern? The 3 mistakes activate the same system, the sympathetic. The technique I'm going to teach you is designed to turn off the sympathetic and turn on the parasympathetic in 90 seconds. If you identified with at least one of these mistakes, comment below. Identifying is the first step to correcting. Now let's go to the first phase of the technique, the first 30 seconds. And it all starts with breathing, because breathing is the only system in the body that works both automatically and manually. You can use it as a lever to instantly change the state of the nervous system. The technique is precise. Close your mouth completely. All breathing will be through the nose. Inhale slowly through the nose, mentally counting to 4. Feel the air descending to the abdomen, not the chest. The belly expands, the chest stays relatively still. This is diaphragmatic breathing. Now hold the air, counting to 4. Don't hold with tension, hold calmly as in pausing time. Then exhale slowly through the mouth, with lips slightly parted, counting to 8. The exhalation is double the inhalation. Release the air as if gently blowing out a candle without extinguishing it. Feel your whole body softening as the air leaves. Repeat this cycle 3 times. 4 seconds inhaling, 4 holding. 8 exhaling, 3 cycles, 30 seconds total. What happens in these 30 seconds is extraordinary. Deep nasal inhalation stimulates the nasal cavities to produce nitric oxide. This nitric oxide is carried to the lungs and then to the bloodstream. Prolonged exhalation activates the vagus nerve, the master switch of the parasympathetic. Cortisol starts to drop, the heart slows, vessels begin to relax and dilate. In 30 seconds, you've changed the nervous system state from alert to receptive. Your body is now ready for the second phase. If you want to practice right now, pause the video and try the 3 cycles. Comment later how you felt. Now comes the second phase, the next 30 seconds, and this is where blood starts being directed forcefully to the penis. We're talking about a specific sequence of pelvic floor contractions that works like a mechanical pump, pushing blood into the corpora cavernosa. The sequence is this. First, do 10 rapid pelvic floor contractions, 1 per second. Contract and release. Contract and release. Like blinking with the muscle, quick and rhythmic. Each contraction compresses the vessels at the base of the penis and pumps a wave of blood into the corpora cavernosa. Immediately after the 10 rapid contractions, do 1 long contraction. Squeeze the pelvic floor with maximum force and hold for 10 seconds. This long contraction compresses the veins that drain blood from the penis, preventing it from leaving. It's like filling a water balloon and then squeezing the outlet. Blood enters and can't exit. Internal pressure increases. Now repeat the sequence once more. Another 10 rapid contractions followed by another 10-second long contraction. Total 20 rapid contractions and 2 long contractions. 30 seconds. What's happening is pure hydraulics. The rapid contractions pump blood in. The long contractions lock the blood inside. The penis starts filling mechanically, and since you've already activated the parasympathetic and produced nitric oxide in phase 1, the vessels are open and receptive. The blood being pumped finds dilated vessels ready to receive. It's the perfect combination. If you feel your pelvic floor is weak and can't do the contractions with intensity, don't worry. The training protocol I'll give you at the end will strengthen this muscle quickly. Tell me in the comments if you could feel the contractions. This body awareness is the first step. Now comes the third and final phase, the last 30 seconds. And this is the phase that surprises most because it involves a point on the male body that traditional Chinese medicine has known for over 2,000 years, but most Western men have never heard of. I'm talking about the perineal pressure point. The perineum is the region between the scrotum and the anus, right in the middle. If you place your finger there and press gently, you'll feel a slightly firm area. This point is called Hui Yin in acupuncture, the convergence point of vital energy. In Western anatomy, this point corresponds exactly to the location where the blood vessels that feed the penis's corpora cavernosa pass under the pelvic floor. It's a critical vascular crossroads. The technique is as follows. With your middle or index finger, locate the central point of the perineum. Press with moderate firmness, not brute force, but sustained and constant pressure, as if pressing a doorbell button and holding it down. Maintain this pressure for a full 30 seconds. What happens during this pressure is fascinating. First, the external pressure compresses the dorsal vein of the penis, the main blood drainage pathway. With this vein partially compressed, the blood pumped into the penis in phase 2 has even more difficulty leaving. Internal pressure increases. Second, the pressure stimulates local nerves that participate in the erectile reflex. These nerves send signals to the central nervous system that reinforce the erection command. Third, the pressure stimulates local circulation in the pelvic region, bringing even more fresh blood to the area. The combination of the 3 phases creates a cascade effect. Phase 1 opened the vessels and activated the parasympathetic. Phase 2 pumped the blood in. Phase 3 locked the blood and reinforced the nervous signal. In 90 seconds, you've activated all the necessary mechanisms for an erection. If this pressure point is new to you, comment below. Most men never knew this button existed. Now I'm going to put it all together in a fluid sequence so you can memorize and execute it in any situation. I'll repeat the step-by-step clearly and directly. This is the part to save, note down, or watch as many times as needed. Initial position, sitting, lying down, or standing. Any position works. The important thing is to be relatively comfortable and able to access the perineum area with one hand. Seconds 1 to 30. Phase 1. Activation breathing. Close your mouth. Inhale through the nose for 4 seconds, filling the belly. Hold for 4 seconds. Exhale through the mouth for 8 seconds, releasing everything. Repeat 3 times. Total 30 seconds. Result parasympathetic activated. Nitric oxide produced. Vessels dilating. Seconds 31 to 60. Phase 2. Pelvic pumping. 10 rapid pelvic floor contractions, 1 per second. Immediately 1 10-second long contraction with maximum force. Another 10 rapid contractions. Another 10-second long contraction. Total 30 seconds. Result blood pumped into the corpora cavernosa. Drainage veins compressed. Seconds 61 to 90. Phase 3. Perineal pressure, middle or index finger on the central perineum point. Firm and constant pressure for 30 seconds without interruption. Total 30 seconds. Result venous drainage blocked. Erectile nerves stimulated. Internal pressure maximized. 90 seconds. 3 phases. Nervous activation, mechanical pumping, and drainage blockade. The 3 pillars of erection working together in a coordinated sequence. The beauty of this technique is that it can be done absolutely discreetly. Sitting on the couch next to your partner, lying in bed in the dark. No one needs to know you're doing it. The breathing is silent, the pelvic contractions are internal and invisible, and the perineal pressure can be done under the blanket. Tell me in the comments if you manage to memorize the sequence. If needed, watch this part again. Repetition is what turns the technique into an automatic skill. Now I'm going to give you variations of the technique for specific real-life situations, because conditions aren't always ideal, and having variations gives you confidence for any scenario. Variation 1, sitting on the couch. You're watching TV. The mood starts heating up. Instead of getting up and going to the bedroom with anxiety, do the technique right there, discreetly. Breathing with eyes on the movie. Pelvic contractions without anyone noticing, and hand between the legs as if just resting. When you go to the bedroom, your body will already be prepared. Variation 2. Lying in bed. You're already in bed. The moment is approaching. Lie on your back. Do the breathing calmly. Contractions while lying down are even more effective because gravity is on your side, and perineal pressure is easy under the sheet. In 90 seconds, you're ready before any stimulation even begins. Variation 3, emergency during the act. This is the most important. You're in the middle of intercourse and feel the erection starting to fade. Don't panic. Subtly shift to a position where you can breathe better. Do 3 slow nasal breaths while slowing the pace. At the same time, do rapid pelvic floor contractions. If possible, discreetly press the perineum with your hand. In many cases, the erection recovers in seconds. The key is to act quickly without showing concern. Variation 4. Preventive. Do the technique every morning upon waking before even getting out of bed. Use the morning erection as a base. This works as daily training and keeps the mechanisms sharp. Each time you practice, the response gets faster and more automatic. If any of these situations has happened to you, comment below which one. Knowing there's a plan B for every scenario eliminates anxiety. And eliminating anxiety already solves half the problem. Now I'm going to give you the protocol to master this technique in just 7 days, because like any skill, it works better when trained, and after 7 days of practice, it becomes as automatic as driving or brushing your teeth. Days 1 and 2. Focus on breathing. Practice just phase 1 5 times throughout the day. In the morning, upon waking, mid-morning, after lunch, mid-afternoon, before bed. 3 breathing cycles each time. Goal, automate the 4-4-8 breathing until it becomes natural without counting. Days 3 and 4. Add pelvic pumping. Continue practicing breathing, but now add phase 2 right after. Breathing followed by rapid and long contractions. Do 3 times a day. Goal: clearly feel the pelvic floor muscles contracting and releasing with force. If the muscles are weak at first, the contractions will strengthen quickly. Days 5 and 6. Add perineal pressure. Now practice the full technique, all 3 phases, in sequence twice a day, in the morning upon waking and at night before bed. Goal: execute the 90 seconds fluidly, without needing to think about each step. Day 7. Real test. On this day, use the technique in a real or simulated situation, if possible, before an intimate moment. Observe how the body responds. Evaluate if the erection responds faster, if the firmness is greater, if the confidence is different. After the 7 days, continue practicing the full technique at least once a day for maintenance, and use it whenever needed, before or during intimacy. Over time, the response becomes almost instantaneous. The body learns the path and follows on its own. Tell me in the comments if you're going to follow the 7-day protocol. Type "I train" if you've decided to start. The discipline of 7 days can free you from pill dependency for the rest of your life. Now I want to end this video with the truth that should be plastered in every urology office in Brazil. Your body has powerful internal mechanisms that no one taught you to use. Erection doesn't depend only on chemistry, only on medication, only on what you eat or drink. It depends on technique, on knowing how to activate the right systems at the right time, in the right way. And the greatest injustice of the current health system is that this information exists, it's scientific, it's proven, and it's free. But it almost never reaches the man who needs it, because teaching a 90-second technique doesn't make profit. Selling continuous use pills does. That 71-year-old patient has been practicing this technique for 2 years, never bought another Viagra or tadalafil pill. He saved thousands of reais, but what he told me impacted him most wasn't the money, it was the freedom. Doctor, for the first time in my life, I know I don't depend on anything. My body works because I know how to make it work. This feeling of power over your own body is something no pill offers, because the pill makes you dependent. The technique makes you free. 90 seconds, 3 phases: breathing, pumping, and pressure. It's simple, quick, free, discreet, and extraordinarily effective. Now you know. And knowing is the first step. Practicing is what transforms. So if this video gave you something no doctor ever gave you before, subscribe to the channel now and turn on notifications. Every week, I bring content that the industry prefers you not know, but that can completely change your life. Share this video with every man who needs this information. A private link could be the most valuable favor you've ever done for a friend. And tell me in the comments after 7 days of training how your response is. I want to celebrate with you. I read every message and reply whenever I can. A hug from Dr. Fernanda, and see you in the next video. Train, practice, free yourself. The power has always been inside you. M.